Everyone, welcome back to Legally Teaching Engineer Sports. I'm Dylan here with Sam and Max Loga. Excited to bring Passionate Picks Part 7 to all of our listeners, all of our GHLs, our Great Heroic listeners. Today will be Thursday, October 26th. I'm rocking a Florida Atlantic shirt. Max is rocking a sweet Michigan sweatshirt. And Sam, what are you wearing?
Motor.
Motor
Oh,
what?
motor. Yeah, that's where I was going. It goes city, and then it goes home of the,
Oh, Pistons. Oh, all
and
right.
then it goes Adidas. It's
All
very
right.
long.
It is the Stones opening night. They're playing Heat right now. So good shirt. That's an acceptable shirt. We would never say with MTR, but acceptable. All right. So tonight we have two guest pickers. We have one for college. I'm excited to have our first female picker of the 2023 Passionate Pickers season. And then we have a different picker who's been on for college, but it'll be his first time making NFL picks. Matt is back. So before we do that, let's go kind of a recap and see where things stand, boys. Sam, you had a tough week. He only picked up 1 point in Mortal Locks. You were at 25 and a half. Max, you're at 23 and a half. You jumped me with 3 points this past week. And I sit at 23 points. How do you think our guest picker did?
Worse than me. Has to.
Yeah, that's true. Max, how do you think Diver did?
uh, with what he was spitting out, I thought he would have done pretty good. But our pre-show meeting, booty cheeks.
Yeah. He picked up 2 wins in NFL and college, a total of 4 wins. Tough sliding there, Mac Diver. You will not be welcome back. Like your Spartans, he's walking away with the tail between his legs, but that's okay. Um, so I think that's kind of all we have to. Max, you still sit on top of the college and NFL picks. And Sam, you and I are kind of fighting. Actually, Sam, you dipped below on NFL. You were now 48% in NFL at 27-29. So you're gonna have to pick that up. NFL was tough this week, I admit. This past week, with the Lions getting slacked, we all made them a lock, so that was tough. Um, yeah, but looking forward to this week. I think our celebrity guest picker for college is going to be it's going to be a good one. Um, Excited to have her on. It's actually someone that we met via Twitter. So let's welcome our celebrity guest picker for college football. It's the Miss Amazing Michigan Michelle from Twitter, the first female passionate picker of 2023, who is a magnificently marvelous Michigan fan who may or may not practice law and post pics slash memes to Twitter, inadvertently infuriating non-Michigan inferior fan bases. Michelle, welcome to Legally Teaching Engineer Sports.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm delighted to be here.
Absolutely, we're delighted to have you. So yeah, Max and Sam we all just recently met you, so we're very happy to have you on. Max, before we get to our picks, do you want to hear from anything from Michelle?
Yeah, I do. I want to hear Michelle's marvelous Michigan take on what has happened in the recent news for Michigan football.
Well, I am not going to lie. It does not look so marvelous for Michigan football right now in light of the new information that just keeps coming out, it seems, by the hour. Most recently, text messages with Connor Stallions, sticking with the M thing, the Michigan Manifesto, the hundreds and hundreds of pages that Connor Stallions seems to have compiled, including probably the signs that he allegedly stole. So it's not looking good. My only hope, and I think the hope of every Michigan fan right now, is that I think we'll successfully stave off the NCAA for this season at least. I have bigger concerns about the Big Ten. And more specifically, I don't know if Michigan is going to jump the gun and fire Harbaugh if it gets scared about potential consequences. I don't think it would do that, but it's a possibility. So I'm worried about the playoff committee too, factoring this into their analysis. I don't think they would do that because I think they still want to see Michigan in the playoff, especially as a villain. I think it would be huge for ratings, but we'll just have to see.
So not great, but I appreciate
Okay.
the insider look. I think Michelle, you have a good vast knowledge kind of, and I feel like a good connection of Michigan alums potentially, or just people you know. So I think your thoughts are pretty well taken, and I think you're pretty close to spot on. I think Max, Sam, and I talked about the last couple of days, so we're kind of aligned with you. My only thought is I just hope they can, just like you said, stave off the NCAA and hopefully the Big Ten and themselves for a national title run. But we'll see. Well, whatever. Let's get to this week's college picks. Before that, let's get to our quick shout out to Mr. Picky. Mr. Picky, in honor of a fairly okay lawn business who is now also a football picking promoter. Mr. Picky is offering $50 to either the lawyer, engineer, teacher, or celebrity guest picker who was able to go 8-0 with either their college or NFL picks. And if anyone were to go a perfect 16-0, Mr. Picky has indicated he will quadruple that offer for a grand prize of $200. Mr. Picky's Lawn Service. Relief hoarder meets gambling supporter. All right. Let's get into this week's picks. Sam, we're not going to start with you. We're going to start with Max. Florida Atlantic at Charlotte.
This is a game that's circled. The LTS boys will be present there for this game, which is very exciting. We'll be in Charlotte. So for that, and another reason, but give me Charlotte plus 4.5 because my guy, Biff Poggi. Biff. He's my only reason. I will have a 49ers shirt on in the crowd. And if it's hot enough, I will cut it like his. I will go sleeveless.
As you should. I respect that. But not so fast. I'm taking Owls. I'll be in the crowd. We're row one behind the Florida Atlantic bench. Look for us on ESPN2 Friday night at 7:30. We'll be going nuts. We may or may not have a sign. Something about Stallions. Who knows? But give me Florida Atlantic minus 4.5. Michelle, where are you going here?
I like Charlotte too. I love Biff. Such a character. He actually did so much for that Michigan team. And all of this news or discussion of sign stealing, nobody mentioned the advantage Michigan had from Biff. And they should have. But I think also Charlotte just has some momentum coming off of a big win against ECU. They seemed to put up a ton of yards in that game. So I think they'll be able to do some good stuff against Florida Atlantic.
That is true. 20 yards. They did only score 10 points, though. 10-7 over ECU.
Yeah, over 500 yards, I think they put up, right?
They did. They put up a ton of yards, which was un-Charlotte-like. So you're right. Momentum. Sam, are you going with the 49ers or are you going with your smarter, bigger brother?
Nah, we're taking the home state. Give me the 49ers. How can I go against them? I literally saw people rocking 49ers stuff this weekend. I was like, I'm going to take them. Might as well. There's a fan base up here. I like it.
Fair enough. I'll be the Florida Atlantic guy behind the bench cheering for him. We'll see what happens. That's our only Friday slate game. Let's get to Saturday. Sam, we'll let you kick this one off. It's a Big 12 matchup. Oklahoma heads to Kansas. Oklahoma almost tripped themselves up against Central Florida. Kansas is a 10-point underdog. Who do you like, Sam?
I mean, that's a decent spread, but Kansas doesn't play football. Kansas plays basketball. Give me Oklahoma.
All right, fair enough. Michelle, who are you going with here in the Big 12 battle?
You know what? I do like Kansas with the points for a few reasons. One is I like Lance Leipold a little bit more than I like Brent Venables. They have a mutual opponent in UCF, and Kansas destroyed UCF. I know there were some injuries at UCF, but the way Oklahoma played them so tight this past weekend has me concerned for Oklahoma. Oklahoma's also a lot more penalized. I think on the road, that's going to bite them in the butt. So I do like Kansas to sneak up on them and at least cover the spread.
I like it. I am riding with Michelle. I like Kansas as well. I like Kansas quarterback, regardless whether it's Daniels or Bean. I'm not sure if Daniels is back, but they're both athletic and they're both going to cause problems for Oklahoma's defense, I believe. Kind of like how UCF's did with Plum. Kansas is home. I think Oklahoma had a high pressured game, and I don't think they're going to be able to match the energy potentially going to Kansas. And it's not really a rivalry game, but it kind of always has been since Baker Mayfield did that whole like jacking off the Kansas sideline, right? So I think it's kind of a thing. So I'll take Kansas in the points as well. Max, take us home here.
So I do think Oklahoma bounces back. I think Dylan Graybill had the yips last week because it was his former team, so he didn't really know how to perform. So I do think they somehow find a way at Kansas to cover 10. 10's a lot, like you guys said, but I like Dylan Gabriel a lot. So I'm going to ride with him, and hopefully Oklahoma gets their yips out and stomps Kansas at Kansas.
Even though he doesn't know how to spell Dylan?
Yeah, he spells it the correct way.
Oh. All right. Moving on. We will let Michelle hit lead off here on this one. This is an ACC battle. Biggest game of the weekend, right, Max? Biggest game on Saturday, to say the least. Duke
Huge.
at Louisville.
I really want to pick Duke in this game because I have loved this Duke team throughout the season. But after I saw Duke basically crumble when Riley Leonard went out last week, I just don't know that Duke is going to be able to score much at all. I think that he was kind of their spiritual leader. He's not going to be tough in this game, if he plays at all. And against a Louisville team at home that has looked really impressive, frankly, against defenses that are on par or better than Duke. I'm talking about Notre Dame. Louisville was able to basically run and throw all over them. I just got to believe that we're going to see that magic again, notwithstanding that, abhorrent performance against Pitt. Sadly, I like Louisville in this game, though I would love to see Duke bounce back.
All right. Lou or Max, go ahead. I'm not sure
All right.
still.
There's 2 reasons I'm taking Louisville minus 4.5. Well, actually 3. Dylan and I will be there. Dylan's wearing a Duke shirt, and I want to storm the field as a Louisville fan, which could be a rumor that
They're
they
ranked higher.
Yeah, but Colorado does that, so why can't Louisville do it?
Colorado.
Yeah. What's that got to do with anything nowadays?
Touche.
So, as a Louisville fan for the day, I would love to storm the field with the rest of the Cardinals. So, give me 4.5. Louisville.
All right. Sam.
I mean, you guys are making some great points. I was gonna say Duke straight out the gate, hard and fast, but I'm gonna stick with it. Run the gut. Give me Duke. They're gonna cover that. A touchdown. They can at least keep it that close.
Yeah, I'm with the Blue Devils. Max is right. I do have a Duke shirt already. I got here faster than the Louisville shirts on Fanatics. That's one of the main reasons why I got that shirt. It's also a nice royal blue. I don't have really anything Duke. I also think Duke's defense is legit. They probably won't have Riley Leonard. I don't know if it's confirmed yet. They probably won't have him. And I do think Louisville does have an offense. Louisville is coming off a bye. All signs are pointing to Louisville minus 4.5. And I guess that's why I wrote down Duke plus 4.5. If it feels too good. So I will take Duke 4.5 with Sam and with my sweet new shirt to be in the stands, pending where those seats will be at this point. Let's go to the SEC. I'll hit lead off here. So a cocktail party down there in good old Florida. 14.5 Florida Gators against Georgia Bulldogs. It's a lot of points. Florida's looked like poo-poo. They have Wisconsin's ex-quarterback, Graham Mertz. He's not very good. But for some reason, I just think they'll find a way to cover 14 points against Georgia. Georgia hasn't been looking that great. They could come out and stomp Florida by 29 points, 32, something like that. But I'll take the Gators to cover in a high-stakes rivalry game. Michelle, where are you going here?
I like Florida to cover as well. So Georgia's defensive line has just not been the same. It's not been applying a ton of pressure. It's pretty low on the scale in tackles for loss and sacks. I think Mertz is going to have time to throw if he needs to. He's got some good running backs he can use if he wants to hand it off. I just think, doing a little bit of football math, this Florida team is a lot better than the Auburn squad that Georgia struggled against. I think also Florida wants this badly, right? This is a pretty heated rivalry that has been one way for so long. And I think this is a better Florida team than last year. This game always gets weird. And I think with Brock Bowers out, I like the Gators to at least cover. It could be an upset too. It would not shock me to see the Florida.
I agree. We do a likely loser, Michelle, and I've thought about putting the Gators here on my likely loser. This game you nailed it with your third to last comment. Weird stuff happens. So it's a good point. Sam, yeah, Gators or Bulldogs?
Gators. I got Gators to win. You can put that down. It's at Florida. Georgia has been stumbling, bumbling, and this is where they fall. So I think Florida, like you were saying, weird things happen. Wouldn't be surprised.
This better be one of your locks then. All right.
We'll see.
All right, Motor. Max, where you at?
Everything I've written down has been said. Brock Bowers is not anything. He's not around. He's dead.
Yep.
Which I think is their Georgia team. He's kind of the heart and soul, and if he's not there, it's going to struggle. And I think Florida is better than what Florida is like at points. They can be better than what they've shown. And it being at Florida, they really want this. This could be like their national championship if they beat Georgia. So they're going to show up and show out. So give me Florida plus 14.5.
We're all in Florida. That's bad news for us. Let's go to another SEC battle. The only other one we have on our slate. It's actually a game, Max. We looked at going to. The tickets were unbelievably high, though. That's like cheapest ticket in was like 140. Going to Kroger Field. I've actually been there. I've seen Toledo play Kentucky. Unfortunately, Toledo lost to Kentucky. They've got some crappy football fans, but they'll fill the place for when Tennessee comes to town. I'll take Kentucky plus 3.5. Tennessee is way too turnover prone. Kentucky can run the ball. I think they will run the ball as Alabama did against Tennessee. Kentucky will find a way, probably win the game, but I'll take the 3.5 points. Sam, where you at?
Give me Tennessee. Been riding them all year. Gonna stick with them.
It's been working all year. All right, Max, where are you?
My time with Joe Milton is over. It's time we go different ways. I've rode with Joe Milton way too many times this year in these picks. So I'm with Dylan. Kentucky ran the ball down Florida's throat. It was probably the only game I really watched Kentucky this year, which they looked very impressive, and they still do it week in and week out. So give me Kentucky with the 3.5 points, but I can see them winning also.
Michelle, take us home in that one.
I like the Bulls, and I think this is the game Joe Milton turns it around. This Kentucky pass defense is terrible, and if there were ever a game where Joe Milton should be allowed to be Joe Milton, it is against this Kentucky pass defense. Kentucky's really good against the run. I know Tennessee has been running the ball pretty well, but I think if Tennessee wants a shot, you play against, or Tennessee wants a shot, you play against Kentucky's strength, which is run defense, exploit the weakness in the secondary, let Joe Milton air it out a little bit, see what that arm can do. And hopefully it doesn't do too many interceptions. But I like Tennessee here, especially with a bounce back against that tough loss to Alabama.
Michelle, did you like Joe Milton at Michigan?
I did not like Joe Milton at Michigan. I said many bad things about Joe Milton at Michigan.
I think a lot of Michigan fans did, but I do agree that I think he's kind of figured it out and turned it around a bit. He's like the pass to Squirrel White, great name, by the way, was
right?
nasty last week.
Gorgeous, yeah.
Yes. So I agree. If it's going to happen, you said how it's going to happen. So I just don't think it's going to happen. But maybe after next week, I'll start back to betting on Tennessee. Let's go to some night. No, we have another afternoon game, but we're gonna close with that one because I think it's the best game of the weekend. So let's go to the night games. Ohio State at Wisconsin. We'll start with Michelle here. Ohio State is a 14.5 point favorite.
I'm going to say some things that I don't want to say here, but Ohio State's defense looks incredible. This is a new version of Ohio State's defense. They did a great job of containing Drew Aller, who I think is a much, much better quarterback than Braden Locke, who is playing for Wisconsin.
Yep.
Mordecai is out. Obviously not an experienced guy. I think he is going to struggle against just a super nasty Ohio State defense. I don't know how Wisconsin scores at all. I think maybe with Braylon Allen, but Ohio State contained Singleton and Allen pretty well, and I don't see it. So I think Ohio State is going to want to make a pretty decisive statement here. I think if the spread were even higher, if it were 20, I would probably still take the Buckeyes.
Yep. Amen. I'm jumping in. I agree. I'll say it right now. Ohio State's going to be one of my locks. Minus 14.5. I think that's way too low. I don't get it. Backup quarterback. Maybe because Wisconsin squeaked out a win at Illinois. Like, come on, it's Illinois. I don't get that. Ohio State played a pretty good defense in Penn State last week. I think Ohio State and Michigan are the two best teams by far in the Big Ten. And if it was Michigan at Wisconsin this weekend, I think that line would be like 19.5, 20, almost like Michelle was saying. So I will take Ohio State minus 14.5, and it will be a lock later on. Max, where are you?
I agree. Ohio State minus 14.5. They shut down what was supposed to be a Penn State offense that could move the ball, and they didn't move the ball anywhere. It was a very poor football game. And Ohio State's offense is still electric, and they're going to put up points no matter who. So give me Ohio State minus 14.5.
All right. Sam.
Yeah, statement game, right? Michigan's putting up massive numbers. Ohio State's got to start doing that. The game's gonna be the game. So these two teams are just gonna keep stomping.
One other point I think is that Ohio State is basically back to full health. I've heard Ibuka will be back for this game. I think Travion Henderson's gonna be back for this game too. And even without those guys, they looked pretty nasty last weekend. So at full strength, I don't think Wisconsin has a shot.
Agreed. And you always have Maserati Marv. A stupid
Everyone.
name, Gus. Come on, Gus. All right, so let's move to another night game. Colorado at UCLA. I've seen Michelle post a bunch about Colorado, so I'm gonna let you hit lead off here, Michelle. 17.5 point underdogs are your Buffs and Dion. Where are you going there?
Yeah, I live in Colorado. So I followed the Buffs pretty closely. Unfortunately, I think this could be a repeat of the Oregon game for a few reasons. One is, you know, Colorado has been abysmal at running. UCLA has been great at stopping the run. So the game plan is going to be all Shador, but UCLA's pass rush has been disgusting. They have a ton of sacks. And what team has been sacked the most? It's Colorado. So I don't think Shador is going to have a shot to get the ball out. I think they're going to limit the extent to which Travis Hunter really plays both sides. They got a lot of criticism for having him play as many snaps as he played in that last game. I think they're going to try to rest him a little bit more. So I don't think they have that advantage. I foresee UCLA really running away with this one. So I like the Bruins.
All right, on the Bruins. I picked against Bruins last week, unfortunately, with Stanford. I'm gonna pick against them again this week. I'm going with Colorado. Shador's getting a lot of game film review in another night when he was rubbing shoulders with LeBron at the Pepsi Center. I don't even know if it's still called the Pepsi Center. So I'm
It's the Ball Arena now.
Ball Arena, damn it.
Yeah.
But regardless, I'm sure he's gonna be super ready for this game on Saturday night. But I don't know, 17's a lot. I think Dion had a week off. I think he's gonna be ready to go. I'm just hoping he gets 3 points. Get 3 points out of Dion. I don't know. I'll take 17.5 on the road at UCLA. Probably Michelle's right. It's not going to be even close to a lock. Just for fun. I might even throw a little on the money line. Just you never know with Colorado these days. Sam, where are you at?
Yeah, I mean, I was riding Colorado heavy out the gate this year. I was all for them. I was hoping they're gonna have a great year. But I came to my senses rather quickly. Give me UCLA, massive
You
win.
know, Max.
I'm gonna lead off with UCLA minus 17.5 because with somehow some magic they could find their way into the Pac-12 championship game with weirder things to happen. So I think they have a lot to play for still, and they want to keep making their way up the bowl rankings too. So they got to put up points, and no better place to do it than that has all eyes on Colorado. So people will tune in to see Colorado. UCLA can make a statement.
Good point. All right, you guys are all on UCLA. I'm on Colorado. I like it. I'm only one on Duke. I'm the only one on Colorado. I'm feeling good. I'm only one on Florida Atlantic. Love that. All right, last game we have in college. Probably it's where game day is going to be. It's probably when it's supposed to be one of the best games of the week. It's Oregon at Utah. The spread has dipped down to 6.5. We're betting it at 7 though. That's where I sent it out. Let's let Max go first here.
All right, so we can confirm Cam Rising will not be playing. Every week we have asked if he's going to play, and he's finally shut it down. So
Yep.
we can confirm. But that doesn't matter. I still think Utah's defense is going to shut down Bo Nix, who's like 45. He's old. He's overrated. It's at Utah, which I think plays a big factor. And I think Utah's dynamic duo quarterbacks get the job done. Utah plus 7.
Big farmer, eh?
Yep.
Sam, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Max said it's at Utah. I'll take the old man saying home team gets 7 points. Give me Utah to at least cover.
All right, Kilo. Nice. Michelle, what do you think? Let's hear from you, and then I'll wrap it up on that.
I love Utah so much. Oregon has not yet seen a pass rush anywhere near as strong as Utah's. Bo Nix will not have faced anything close to that thus far. he hasn't scrambled as much as I thought he would. I think he's kind of out of practice there. I think they're going to have to rely on the run a little bit more because he's going to be more pressured, but Utah's got a great run defense. So I think that combined with, the veteran coaching staff that Utah has, which is phenomenal. I think Kyle Whittingham might be one of the best coaches ever. And then being at Royce Eccles, which is a notoriously tough environment. It is a day game, which detracts a little bit from the advantage it confers. But notwithstanding those factors, I do like Utah to at least cover in this game. I wouldn't be shocked again if this was an upset.
Agreed on everything that was just said. I know I was hoping, so it is a 3:30 kickoff in Utah, so we might get some dusk by the end, but probably not, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't think Oregon has really, like, they looked subpar last week against Washington State for most of that game. I don't think you can play like that against Utah. Utah kind of plays like Michigan, Max, right? Like the Anaconda. They kind of just slowly kill you. They're using a safety in the running back spot. I don't know. They're doing crazy awesome things. Whittingham is an awesome coach. Probably, I mean, he is a really awesome coach. Michelle, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was still coaching Utah when they beat the first year for Harbaugh's team. Has he been here that long at Utah?
He's been here a long time. I think
Yeah.
like almost 20 years, like some stupid amount. Like collectively, the staff has head coach DC and Whittingham combined have 33 years of experience coaching at Utah in the coordinator roles.
That's wild. That's unheard of in college football.
It is. The
It's wild.
continuity is insane.
So with that, I'm on the Utes as well. I think they probably win the game. Another one of those where sprinkle on the money line, but I'll take the 7 to cover. Excellent. So we're all on Utah. Doesn't feel good, but that's okay. All right, so that's all for Michelle. Before we let you get out of here, Michelle, we're gonna do some locks. You can tell us if those are good picks or not. Feel free to comment on them. I will go first. I've already said one of my locks. It's Ohio State minus 14.5 at Wisconsin. My other lock is the pick that everyone else went against, and I love it even more now. I'm taking the Owls on Friday night minus 4.5. They don't lose to the 49ers. They ain't losing to the 49ers. Sorry, Biff. Go Owls. And then my likely loser, which, Michelle, just so you know, we have to pick someone that has at least a 14-point underdog. I'm taking the Demon Deacons. They're at home against Florida State. It's a noon kickoff. Florida State, yeah, they looked good in the second half. They came out of the gate slow, though, against Duke. Wake Forest, they've put up some points in some games. They've looked okay. In other games, they've looked like poo-poo. I'll take the Demon Deacons, 20.5 points to cover against the Seminoles. Those are mine. Sam.
Give me the 49ers. Forget your Owls. And you took a 14.5 team, so I'm going to take a 14.5 team, but in the opposite direction. Give me Florida to beat Georgia or cover, whatever we do there. And then my likely loser, I'm probably going to regret it. Give me Indiana. They got to do something. The state of Indiana needs it.
Now, remind me, they're home against Penn State?
2 seconds. They are not home.
They're at Penn State, and it's like 30.5 maybe?
Yeah, it's 32.
32. All right.
Yeah.
Good luck with that one. Penn State needs
That's a good one, Sam.
Max, give me some.
All right, so my first lock, the under in the Michigan State Minnesota game, it's at 40. Those are two bad offenses going at it in Minnesota. It's going to be a classical Big Ten football game. It's quality stuff. And then back to my Maction. I love the Mac. Give me Ohio minus 7 at Miami of Ohio. That's another lock. And then we go out east for my dog, UConn, 14.5 at Boston College. I think UConn covers that. Boston College has nothing to offer. I'm sorry to all the Boston College fans, but there's not a whole lot going on there for football.
Dan Orlovsky and his Huskies.
Exactly.
12-yard Dan. All right, good deal. Michelle, any last words, any thoughts or, I don't know, comments, questions, concerns?
This is great. Really appreciate you guys having me on.
Thank you so much for being on. You were a great college football picker. We'll look forward to seeing how your picks do this week. And if you do finish we haven't decided top 2 or 3. We'll have you back on at the end of the year to make some more picks.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it.
Thank you.
Good night.
All right. With that, we will now move on to our NFL picks, and we'll have Mr. Iwanski. But before we get there, let's do a quick shout out to Jets Pizza. Shout out to Jets Pizza, our new NFL picking partner. As Matt, who's about to hop on, may know, Jets is a national pizza chain that offers the best Detroit-style pizza in the world. The secret sauce isn't actually in the sauce, or at least that's what I've been led to believe. Nope, it's in the Motor City-inspired steel pizza pans that make the corner crust pizza worthy of a cornucopious amount of compliments. Hop online and visit jetspizza.com to find delicious deals at your local Jets Pizza. And don't forget, Jets Pizza, often imitated, never duplicated. Let's get Jets. Drink some beer. Hold on. All right. After that quick sponsorship from Jets Pizza, look who's joined us. Our NFL celebrity guest picker, Mr. Matt Iwanski. Matt comes back boasting the best celebrity guest picking record with 7 wins in his week 1 college effort. So good job, Matt, and welcome back.
Hey, I'll take that. I'll take that. Let's not F it up this week.
So either way, you're looking good to making a return, just so you know, back for the finals. Because in college, in second place right now is a gentleman named Carzy who has 5 wins. So you're looking very good in the college realm to make it to the finals in NFL. Frank has 6, Frank, and then a gentleman named Josh has 5. So those are your
All right.
targets.
I want Carzy back on here. My fingers are crossed. I hope he makes it.
Why? You had a thing for him? Motor?
I want him to explain the America's team to us. I hope he's reading up on it, digging into it. He's just gonna get back to us.
He never got back to us with an answer on that one.
I'm not surprised he hasn't replied with an answer there. All right. Our guest picker's been waiting in the on the side here for a little bit, and I'm excited to hear what he has to say about this first game. It's a big game for him and his significant other. His significant other being a huge Pittsburgh Steelers fan. So Matt, go ahead and get us going with Jaguars at Steelers. The Steelers are 2.5-point underdogs. Who you got there?
Yeah. Give me the Jags to cover that 2.5. Sorry, Lauren, but the Steelers, they're a good team, but I don't think they can match up with the Jags on the offensive side of the ball. So give me the Jags to cover that 2.5.
Yeah, I'll jump in. I'm taking the Jags too. I took them last week as a lock. They were underdogs at New Orleans. They're favorites on the road at Pittsburgh, but I still think they win by at least a field goal. Trevor Lawrence is looking good. The offense starting to hum. I'll take the Jaguars. Motor, where are you at?
Give me the Steelers. I think they have a chance here to make a little bit of a run. Just need to pick up a win this weekend and then keep it going.
Who is the starting quarterback for the Steelers?
Couldn't tell you.
All right. Can you pick it? Max.
So this one kind of went back and forth for the sole reason of the Steelers defense and Trevor Lawrence not being fully mobile, which I think they're going to be able to get after him more because of his injury. But with that being said, give me the Jaguars minus 2.5. I think Kenny Pickett throws 3 interceptions and he keeps being Kenny Pickett. So
nice. Before we get on to the next game, if random, this is a very random question. Probably nobody has this situation, and it doesn't really matter, and it doesn't have anything to do with fantasy football. But if you were playing fantasy football and you had, let's say, maybe Trevor Lawrence or maybe Matt Stafford or maybe CJ Stroud all on your team, who do you guys think you would start this weekend?
I'm sure whoever has that scenario is going to tinker their way to victory.
CJ Stroud.
Victories. All right, one Stroud. Matt, what are you thinking there?
Yeah, give me Stroud. He's played really well, and I like their matchup this week.
Yeah, I like
definitely Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Max.
Yeah. Why would that person even have 3 quarterbacks? That's another question.
That is very weird.
Dude, that guy he's a JHL and he's just thinking about his fantasy team probably. So who knows? All right, let's move on to game number 2. Saints at Colts. Saints are 1.5-point underdogs in Indianapolis. Another game we thought about going to this weekend, but we're not going to Indianapolis. I'll take the Saints plus 1.5. I think they are just a better all-around team, and I have them in a future to win the NFC South, so they kind of have to get going here. So I'll take the Saints. Sam, who you got here?
Colts. Home game, covered field. I don't know. I think the Colts just win. It's the Colts.
Matt?
Yeah, I'm gonna follow your lead with the Saints here. Great road defense, and no offense to Gardner Minshew, but can't trust him. So he's gonna throw 3 interceptions, and they're gonna lose.
Yeah, just before Max gets his pick in. Kind of why I went with the Saints. You just don't know what Minshew's going to do. He could do Minshew magic or he could do Minshew manure. So you just don't know. So yeah, but I guess the starting quarterback for the Saints ain't all that either. So Max, who you got?
So I do like Minshew Magic. I do like him a lot. But the guy I like more is Jonathan Taylor. He's back, and I think he's gonna play a big factor into this game. So give me the Colts -1.5, please.
You may have it. Let's move on to America's team. The Cowboys host the Rams -6.5. Who wants to lead off here? Matt Iwanski does.
All right. Yep, I'm gonna take the Cowboys at home. Again, good defense. Can't trust the Rams. They're banged up. Running games hurt. Stafford will throw for 300, but he's gonna get hit a lot. So give me the Cowboys.
Max.
I also like the Cowboys. I know I'm not the biggest Dak Prescott guy. I think Dak Prescott's not a good quarterback, but I think he has guys around him that are good, and I think they make him look good. And like Matt said, their defense is one of the top in the NFL. So give me the Cowboys -6.5.
Sam.
Give me the home team. Give me the Cowboys.
We're all on America's team. I'll take the Staffords. Max has voiced his very unwarranted opinion that I don't like Matt Stafford, but he's on my fantasy bench for a reason because he's Matt Stafford. He's got one of the best receiving cores probably in football right now. And they'll be down 14 points with about 3 minutes to go, and they'll get a touchdown and go for 2 to cover that 6.5. So give me the Rams +6.5. Let's move on to my favorite game of the week. The New York Jets versus the New York Giants. They're both home. Sam, who you got?
Give me the home team, the Giants.
Okay. Very nice. Max?
Well, I mean, technically they're both home. So just they are. Give me the Jets -3. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is Daniel Jones back alive, or is he still got neck issues from sleeping wrong?
I think he's still hurt.
He's still hurt. Yeah. Okay. Give me the MILF Hunter, Zach Wilson, Jets -3 then.
Nice. Matt?
Yeah, Jets -3 for sure. Defense again, top 2 or 3 in the league, and Brees Hall is getting back in form. He's going to run for 200 yards. So give me the Jets.
Yeah, so I wrote down Giants, and I think this is generally a toss-up, so I'll stick with the Giants. I don't know. I think I'm kind of annoyed with how I watch Get Up on ESPN way too much, and they're all up on the Jets junk. Can't stand it for that pure reason alone. I think it's a very close game, and the Giants are +3 at home. Sam tells me there's a thing where you get 7 points for being home. I don't know if this counts. Maybe it's 3.5 here, Sam, because they're both home.
Yeah, I mean, normally it's college. I don't know if it counts for NFL. NFL's weird.
I'll take 6.5, but the 3 works. Giants +3. Well, let's go to Patriots at Dolphins. I'll go first here. The Dolphins are suffering. They have a lot of injuries. Tyreek Hill might not play. Raheem Mostert just got hurt. They're banged up. But even though the Patriots just beat the Bills, I still think they suck ass. I'll take the Dolphins -9.5 to cover at home and run the scoreboard up on old Bill Belichick for all the times they used to beat the piss out of the Miami Dolphins. Sam.
Give me the home team again. I'm noticing a trend this week, and it's a thing, 100%. So give me the Dolphins. I don't think the injuries matter that much. The Dolphins have enough weapons to cover those spots, and Tua will make it work. So
Yeah, I like it. Max.
So this is crazy. The only reason they beat the Bills last week is because the Patriots broke out their silver pants. They haven't done that since Tom Brady was there. and they're not wearing them again. So for that sole reason, give me the Dolphins -9.
That is some insider information we need. I like that. Matt, where are you?
Yeah, 9.5's a lot. I think the Dolphins are pretty banged up. So give me the Pats to cover 9.5. They've got a little bit of juice coming off that Bills win, and I think they'll be able to keep it somewhat close.
I like it. One of my least favorite part of my take, guys, is Hank, Henry Lockwood guy. Big Patriots fan. Go Fins. All right. Let's go to Bengals at 49ers. So we're betting this at for 5.5. I know it's lower to 3.5 because Brock Purdy will probably not play. It looks like Sam Darnold game. We're still going to take it at 5.5, boys. Matt, who do you like here?
Bengals, without Purdy, without Debo, Trent Williams still banged up. Give me the Bengals to take that one.
Max.
Yeah, give me the Bengals 7-11. Jamar Chase is always open. Please listen, Joe Burrow. Throw him the ball. I need a big weekend. Please. Bengals. Bengals plus 5.5. What'd you say? What?
Big weekend for what?
Fantasy football.
Oh, okay. Sam, what about you?
Yeah, this is a game, looking at it, it's trying to ruin my home team wins thing. But the 49ers aren't good because of their players. They're good because of their coaching. And that's what's going to make the difference. They have better coaching. They will win this game.
Yeah, I agree. So I picked the 49ers, and then our guy from ESPN, what's his name? Short guy, likes Michigan, went to Michigan. Adam, maybe. Come on, you guys know it. Tweeted it out.
Who? Schefter?
Hey, Adam Schefter.
Yeah.
Adam Schefter then tweeted out about 3:00. I'd already made my picks. He tweeted out that Darnold's probably going to start. So I changed my pick to the Bengals. I'm changing it back. I'm with Sam. I'm on the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan's going to show out. He's going to be really excited to have a new quarterback and make it look like he's the best coach in the whole wide world. So you're going to see all sorts of gimmick plays. And I think the 49ers defense does enough. They win by a touchdown. So I'll take the 49ers -5.5. All right. Max, hit lead off on Bears at Chargers. Sunday night matchup.
Yeah, so Bears at Chargers, it's 8.5, which I feel like is a lot. 'Cause I don't know how good the Chargers actually are, and Justin Herbert is slowly becoming public enemy number one for I feel like for everybody in the world. But the Bears have Justin Fields, and he's got a head case going on. So give me Justin Herbert and the Chargers -8.5.
Damn, I did not think you were going there. You started off. I wrote down the wrong thing. Wow. I will join you on the Chargers though. You know, my neighbor loves the Chargers. I've always liked the Chargers. They have great uniforms. Max said he needs a big weekend out of Jamar Chase. I need a big weekend out of Keenan Allen. So I think Keenan Allen puts up a couple tutties and they beat the piss out of the Bears. I'll take the Chargers -8.5. Matt, where are you going?
Yeah, this is a poop game. So I mean, just talk about awful. But yeah, let me take the Chargers -8.5. I think this is one I'm probably gonna lose because the Bears find a way to stay in games somehow. So Bears may cover this, but I like the Chargers.
Sam?
Yeah, I think the Bears you flip a coin, you don't know what you're going to get. The Chargers are a little bit more consistent. It's a decent spread, but I would take the Chargers just with them being home.
All right, fair enough. Sam can't pick against everyone's home he's going to pick with this week, and he's done it so far. So we'll start with you, Sam. The Raiders are at Detroit. It is the first Monday Night Football game since the Detroit Lions played the New York Jets. And guess who the quarterback was for the Jets? Anyone?
Mark Sanchez.
Nope. Sam Darnold threw his first NFL pass, which was picked off by, I think, Quinn Glover, I want to say, in return for a touchdown. It might have been someone else. His very first NFL pass was picked off by the Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football in return for a touchdown. That's how long ago it was.
Hey, but give me the 49ers, right?
Amen, baby. with that, let's let Sam get his pick. By the way, the Lions are 8.5-point favorites. Sam, you know
Yeah.
where to go. Just tell us why.
Yeah, I mean that's a decent spread, but yeah, give me the Lions. That's Monday Night Football. Like you just said, it's been a minute. It's gonna be popping. It's gonna be loud. The Lions are gonna bounce back. They did not show up or show out last week, so they will this week.
All right, that's one for the Lions. Max, are we making it 2?
We're gonna make it 2, but I think the fact that they got throat stomped last weekend is good for the Lions. Kind of knock them off their high horse, realize that they're not juggernauts as they think they were, and they're wearing their new helmets, and they're gonna look unreal on Monday Night Football, and I'm excited to see them. So Lions -8.5.
I am excited for the new helmets. Matt, where are you rolling? Are you heading to Vegas and rolling some dice, or are you rolling with Motor City?
It's a massive spread. And I don't like it, but yeah, I'm gonna take the Lions. I don't want to, but I think I have to. They're gonna come out, like you said, first Monday night game in years. The crowd's gonna be pumped up, they're gonna be pumped up, and they just got beat the shit out of last week. So they're gonna come back ready to play.
Yep, agreed. Yeah, I mean, you pretty much just nailed it all. I think it is a lot of points. I'm a little nervous. They are still banged up. I don't think David Montgomery's going to play, but I think Jameer Gibbs did enough to show that he's a dog and he's on my fantasy team, so he's going to score another touchdown at least. I don't think the Vegas Raiders are very good. They're a pretty bad football team. I'm pretty sure someone correct me if I'm wrong. None of us may be able to correct me at this point, but I don't think the Raiders are starting Garoppolo again. I think it's going to be another backup, either O'Connell or the dude from Michigan State, Hoyer. So either way, I think the Lions are sitting pretty there. They cover 8.5. All right, boys. That's all we've got. Matt, do you have any final thoughts on any other games that we didn't hit on, or anything else you want to mention about the NFL?
Been a weird year for the NFL. A lot of teams expect it, you get what you expect, and then a lot of teams just putting crap on the field, random games. So, it's been an interesting year. Can't say I love it, especially, when it comes to just wanting to watch good football. So, hopefully that changes this weekend and we get a lot of good games.
Amen. Speaking of crap on the field, how's your fantasy team doing?
Real bad, boys.
What's your record?
Nice 1-5, tied for last in the league. I have hit the injury bug pretty hard and can't seem to get a win. So it's been rough for me out here. But a lot of season left. There's still got 7 weeks of the regular season. So hey, you never know.
Never know. Never know. All right, let's make some picks for our locks, boys. Max, give me your locks.
So I'm going back to Jacksonville -2.5 at the Steelers. I think that's a lock. And then a game we didn't talk about. She hasn't confirmed if she will be in the Mile High City, but if Taylor Swift is there, Chiefs -15.5, 16. If you want to make it that high, it's fine. But give me 7 just to be safe. Chiefs -7 at Broncos.
You said 15, but it's only 7.
Yeah, but if Taylor Swift's there, you can give me 15.
Okay, I'll put 15 down.
Okay, that's fine. I'll cover that.
Okay. Sam.
Yes, I picked all home games except for this one lock. Give me the Ravens at the Cardinals -8.5. The Ravens are starting to click. Lamar's figuring it out. And then, I mean, I don't want to, but I'm gonna, because I don't care. Give me the Lions as a lock as well.
I like it. I will also point out that this is the very first time in NFL Sam Passionate Picks history that he's gone out of the picks that were provided for him. So that means Sam has done research on his own. You know what? Good job, Sam.
It was bound to happen eventually.
Touche. All right. My locks, I have 3 written down, so this is gonna be tough. I'm gonna ask Matt which ones I should make my 2. So it's on you now, Matt. One of them, I think this is for sure one, so you can't take this one away. Seahawks -3.5 versus the Browns. Browns, I still don't think Deshaun Watson's gonna. He played, but he came right out basically. And the Seahawks look like a pretty good team, like all the way around. They have a good defense and a very solid run game and a very good pass game. So I'll take the Seahawks at home -3.5 versus the Browns. And now, Matt, this is where I need some help. At the Vikings -1.5 at Green Bay. Green Bay has looked like one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. Vikings are 1.5-point favorites. A really good win against the 49ers. Or do I go with Atlanta minus 2.5 at Tennessee? Tennessee just came out that Tannehill is not starting. They're going to run Malik Willis with the dude from Kentucky who just broke up with his girlfriend.
Will Levis.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And they are wearing their throwback unis.
Tennessee is, but Falcons gotta have Desmond Ritter, and he gets a job done.
Falcons are also in some
Max, I didn't say
hot
Matt.
water.
I said Matt with 2 T's.
Oh, you're tinkering, so I thought you wanted everybody's input again.
Nope, just Matt. Thank you though.
No.
Max is just giving it whether you want it or not.
I mean, I was glad you didn't put the Falcons Titans game in this list because again, talk about another poop game. That's just awful. I would not take that. So yeah, I think you got to go with option number 2.
Yeah, I typed out the Vikings, so I'm gonna stick with my original gut. Thanks to some tinkering, I'll go with the Vikings minus 1.5 at Green Bay. All right, good stuff. Thank you, Matt, for joining for the NFL part of our picks. Passionate Picks Part 7. Excellent job. I wish you the best of luck with your NFL picks, and we also wish the best of luck to Michelle with her college picks. Before we get out of here, I have a quote from Bert Ambrose. You don't gamble to win. You gamble so you can gamble the next day. Hey, freaking men, Bert. Sam, what's our POV?
PBO.
That's right. Positive vibes only. Let's have a great weekend, boys. Shout out to all of our great heroic listeners. And that's all for Passionate Picks Part 7. Shady's back to the frame.